Welcome everyone to the Nerd Nook. I'm your host Evan Teagliff, and like always is a man who is releasing both digitally and in theaters, Noah Bailey. Yeah, so Wonder Woman 1984 has been a movie that so many people have been looking for since, obviously, since the first Wonder Woman came out. It's still the best, at least DCEU movie, still after all this time. And 1984, I believe, has had four, maybe even five release dates throughout its
Yeah.
time. It was really going to come out November of 2019. Then it was going to come out in June of this year, and then July, and then October. And now it is coming out on Christmas Day this year. But it's also coming out on HBO Max the same day.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's a bad move, personally, because again, we've talked about this before. Because like the first movie that comes out whenever movies come back is automatically going to make $1 billion. But this movie was probably going to make $1 billion anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, this could have been a huge payday, and I understand we're kind of reaching the point where, like, at this point, who knows if movies are ever coming back at this rate.
Yeah.
But still, I feel like you could wait. I feel like you can wait on that because at the end of the day, yes, you're not making that potential money, but I feel like you're cheapening your investment by jumping the gun here, personally.
Yeah, I'm kind of two minds about it. On one hand, like you said, we're not even sure if movies are going to come back. Like, as of right now, movies are definitely not safe to watch right now, and they're definitely not going to be safe to come out a month from now. Like, with the way things are going, Christmas Day is not going to happen.
No.
So the fact that they're releasing in theaters at all is kind of weird.
Yeah. Because aren't like Regal, isn't they like closed until further notice?
Yeah.
So like that's already one of the biggest chains in the country.
Yeah, and like they might conveniently open up right before. I know they said early 2021, but like they could just open up.
That's true.
I don't know the logistics of that, but they could. But also, like, this movie has been done since, probably since March. It's going to come out in June. It's ready to come out. I don't know. Do we know if it's going to be free on HBO Max, or is it going to be a Mulan situation?
I was gonna ask you that because honestly, that's what I was kind of like. If they do what I think they're gonna do, like I would be kind of. I think that's a terrible idea, but I don't know. Let me look into that. Let me see. It will be. It will be. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay, so apparently it will be free on HBO Max for a month, and then after which it will only be in theaters, and then later on demand. For some reason, I don't understand that at all. But
That
I
seems
guess
backwards.
right. That's what I was thinking, but at the same time, I don't think Mulan did a very good job handling that either.
I think it broke even worldwide, both in theaters in China and other places than here, but it didn't do what they were hoping a Disney remake would do.
Which I know you can't like expect what happened with the world this year, but at the same time, that was not a wise choice in my because like
Especially
people
with
are
that
gonna
movie,
feel
with that
like
movie,
the movie.
Come on,
That's what I'm saying. Like the movie wasn't even like people that weren't even happy about the movie, but the fact that you made it, you had to not only already have Disney Plus, and then on top of it, and
$30 for
is
that
a lot.
movie.
That is a lot for any movie
For a
that I
movie-
already own the platform to watch it on.
For a
like,
movie,
seriously.
that's a remake of a way better movie
Yes.
that they have to pay for, even though they said the day before it came out that it's gonna be released for free 3 months later. Like,
which I don't even understand why you do that because that's really stupid.
I don't know.
Like I mean, why would you do that? Like, why would you tell someone I'm gonna give this away for free, but you should still buy it now? Like, I understand some people want to see it first, but I mean, even if that was like a Marvel movie, I thought it was a bad idea because I
Yeah.
mean, you're probably gonna get spoiled anyway unless you watch it at 11, 12:01.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
I don't know what the plan was with that. I think they were just so confident everyone loves Mulan that it doesn't matter, but
Not that Mulan.
not that
Okay.
one.
I
There you
think the
go.
weirdest part about this Wonder Woman situation is that I was always under the assumption that it would come to HBO Max at least, very soon after, just like Onward did, the Pixar
Hmm.
movie. It was in theaters for like 2 weeks and then went to Disney Plus almost immediately. I was fully expecting that to happen. It's just weird that it's coming the same day to HBO Max. I don't get that.
It kind of defeats the purpose of having it in theaters at all. Like I know people like miss the movie experience,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean now is not the time. I think just with what's going on. So I feel like everyone's just gonna watch it at home,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I don't get that. Yeah, I don't understand that.
I assume I assume Warner Brothers is going to get some kind of kickback from HBO Max, which is weird because they own HBO Max. Though, so whatever, because they know they're going to be losing money on this. A movie that they know should make $1 billion in theaters. It's not going to make $1 billion if it's only in theaters now at limited capacity while it's also on HBO Max. That's just in no universe is it going to make $1 billion now. So Warner Brothers has to make their money back somehow from I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
it's a very odd
I don't,
situation.
I don't get, I don't, I'm looking at like at multiple sources because like maybe I got that wrong, but no, I've checked out like three different sites and they're all saying, yeah, it's gonna be when it on Christmas, it's gonna be on HBO Max, just available like anything else.
Mm-hmm.
If you have HBO Max for a month, I think, and then it says I think January 25th. It's like, all right, now it's only in theaters for some reason. And it's like, what? What? Everyone's gonna have already seen it if it's free on the streaming. I
Why
don't.
not just wait until February to release it? That honestly seems like if assuming February will be fine by then, that seems like a decent Valentine's Day movie to go to, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Steve Trevor's somehow in it at some
Yeah.
capacity. So I mean, yeah, that's a thing. Like, I don't, I don't know. I don't,
I,
I don't get it really at all
mm,
personally. But I mean, they're the ones making all the money with their movie advertising, not me. So I can't act like I know what I know better, even though maybe I do. But it's
yeah, I
not my job.
if they had announced that it's coming to HBO Max 2 weeks later or something, like they were still dedicated to it coming out in theaters, but then like a month or even earlier than that to HBO Max, that'd be one thing. I was fully expecting that, but at the same time, for a month and then not, and then coming back to that's just
Yeah,
confusing.
yeah, and I kind of go back to the original point. It's kind of like, why are you like forcing this to come out? Because really, I mean, you can just move stuff. Like, it's not going to depreciate its value. I don't think. Like, people aren't just going to like, unless it's been years and years later. But I mean,
So I had this thought a little earlier, but I just didn't like, get it out in time before I move on to something else. So I think the reason why they might try to push it out as early as possible is because I I firmly believe that the Snyder Cut is going to be coming out sooner than we think it will.
hmm,
Because I think they've already done the majority of the extra footage they're going to be doing, and they're planning on finishing I think in January maybe. So like if and apparently there's only going to be like around from some source they said there's only going to be about 4 minutes of extra like of brand new footage. The rest is just going to be reshoots and just kind of like fixing up other stuff, which I think is makes complete sense. So if it's only about 4 minutes of new footage and then just other reshoots and other touch-ups, it easily could come out on HBO Max by March.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably thinking, okay, Wonder Woman 1984 is not going to be connected to the Snyder Cut, but the sooner that we can get Wonder Woman out, we can focus our entire marketing budget on Snyder Cut. Because especially since that's going to be an HBO Max exclusive, we can't muddy it by being like Wonder Woman 1984 is on HBO Max alongside the Snyder Cut, which they're not even really connected anymore. And we, yeah. I think that makes sense, but it's gross.
I don't I don't get that. I don't like. Okay, here's my. Especially if the Snyder Cut wasn't even intended to be in theaters. I don't know if they're gonna put it in theaters later or something. But like
I'll
my
get
thing
to
is,
that.
if that's already just set as an HBO Max exclusive, just do that.
Yeah.
And then just wait, because again, especially because of 1984 is supposed to. I mean, I know it's a prequel movie, but it's like, I mean, you made it after the original Justice League movie anyway, so it's probably not going to affect anything the order you see it.
Oh,
If anything, the Snyder Cut might ruin something for Wonder Woman. Like, I don't really
that's
get that at all. I mean, because and again, like I understand we want movies, but just because you want movies to go open up doesn't mean things are just going to magically open up again. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, just wait. This is a $1 billion movie minimum at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just wait.
Like there has
And
to be
then
there has to be something Warner Brothers is seeing that we just can't see right now. There has to be something on the back end that's like pushing it out now.
I think they're I think they're trying to just like, maybe they're trying to spearhead this whole digital movie release thing, but I feel like this is not the movie you can do it with. Like, you need to do it with. I think this is the movie that you can just, this can be your welcome back to the movies movie, very much. Because, I mean, that's what, I mean, and again, not to compare DC and Marvel all the time, we always do, but like, you know, Black Widows, they're just kind of like, you know, well, we're going to hold off on this, but guess what we do have? Disney Plus shows. Boom, boom, boom,
Putting
boom, boom.
Pixar's Soul on Disney Plus.
Yeah, like,
you know, for free if you have Disney Plus. Like, it's just there.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Yeah, but like something like that, like other things to hold people over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that, you know, if the main course, like, I feel like they're trying to just make the main course, chop it up, and then serve it as an appetizer just because people are hungry. It's like, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because then when they want the main course, all you're gonna have left is, you know, the scraps from the appetizer. It doesn't really make sense. Like, you're sabotaging your potential future asset for current revenue, which is really not a good idea in my opinion. Which, unless you're that strapped, but I don't feel like they wouldn't be. I don't understand. Like, I understand it's tough times, but I feel like they're fine.
Yeah, they're just there. There has to be something on the back end of Warner Brothers' schedule that makes it so that this movie has to release in this state on Christmas Day. Like, some contract somewhere makes it so that it has to release then.
That's such a bad idea. I don't know. Maybe there's something I don't know about it. You know, we're only just people, but like, I don't see the logic behind this, and I feel like you're just gonna lose a lot of money. I feel like Gal Gadot's gonna like be cheated out of some stardom, and I mean, not that she's already not super famous, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of
like
cheapening her out.
Also, I feel bad for Patty Jenkins too.
Yeah,
like, I know it is releasing in theaters, which is what she wanted, but like,
but no one's gonna see
it. Gonna see it in theaters. Like, I would love to see it in theaters, but I just don't feel comfortable doing that right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I
would love to pay money for it, but it just. Sorry, I'm done. Go.
No. Go ahead. I was cutting you off. Go ahead.
I would love to pay money to see this movie, but I don't want to get HBO Max right now just to see Wonder Woman. Because I'm probably going to get HBO Max. Realistically, I'm probably going to get it by the time Harley Quinn Season 3 and Young Justice Season 4 comes out, just because I need to see those.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't think HBO Max is worth it right now.
No, and the thing too is, it's like, I mean, one, I feel like that's just like, if the movie theaters themselves haven't even said we're fully going to be open,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not even a people thing. That's the movies. Like you can't
Yeah.
even do anything about that. And two, it's just like I feel like they're just saying, yeah, like you said, like it's probably just to fill a contract. Oh, we said we had the movie in the theater. Nobody was in the theater to watch it, but hey, it was on the screen. Like,
Mm-hmm.
who cares? Like, I feel like it's just gonna be like, like three people watching this like $1 billion movie in the theater. The guy running the camera is one of the three,
Mm-hmm.
and then like that's it. It's like, I mean, who like, I mean it's like who like that's not the point. That's not why you. I don't know, man.
So,
I don't know. I don't like it. I think that's a bad move. Personally, I feel like that's spoiling an asset too early. But
I don't,
it. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not perfect, so we'll see what happens.
on an unrelated note, what is the HBO Max free trial period?
It is a week, as far as
One
I
week?
know.
Dang it. Okay.
Yeah, I know. There was okay. I did get an offer over the summer that was 30 days, but of course, like by the time I remembered, it already expired.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's usually a week, but you can just curate new email accounts, which I may or may not have been doing for the last couple of weeks. So, because I don't know. My brother was wanted to watch some of the DC movies I told him about, and I was just like, yeah, we can just because okay, which is I know I've talked about it before, but which the DC universe and HBO Max have some movies in the same
Mm-hmm.
universe, but they don't both have them in the same
It's
place.
very
Which
dumb. It's so dumb.
that is the fact that I had to like the sequel to a movie was on a different streaming
Which
platform
movie?
bothers me.
Which movie?
Like I don't even it was okay, so you know how like it was like the son of Batman and the like Batman was Rob, but I think Batman Bad Blood was like on the other platform and I had to like change and I was like because I think the first two are on DC Universe and then I think the sequel after it was on HBO Max and I was kind of just like why?
Okay, first of all the new 52 Batman movies to have on HBO Max, why Bad Blood? That's the worst
Right?
one.
And it doesn't even make sense. Like, I guess I don't know. And I could have gotten the new movies wrong, but like the point is, like you couldn't like that
Yeah,
movie.
you
That
can't
has a
watch them
bunch of
all.
that's like a pretty solid movie universe they've established, and
I
like half of them are on one platform, half are on the other, and
Yeah,
I don't get it.
that's so weird because Apocalypse Dark and Batman Hush came on DC Universe, but there are others that are on.
Yeah,
Okay,
like yeah, like the Death of Superman movie, which was pretty good, was
mhm.
on HBO Max, but then the Apocalypse War was on HBO. And I was just like, what? Then why do I?
Okay.
It's just like, it was so like we eventually did it, but like we had to watch them out of order because it was like, oh well, I'm not gonna get both just to
Mm.
like. I'm like, this is why people are pirates, man. Like, you can't even do your own thing right. Like, but anyway, I don't even know where I was. I don't even know what I was
Yeah,
talking about.
I don't want to. Like I said, I would love to actually pay for this movie. I don't want to use up my free trial just to watch Wonder Woman. I want to actually somehow pay for it, but I'm not paying for HBO Max just to watch this one movie.
Right?
If I could just, if it were on demand somewhere else, or like you could buy it without buying HBO Max, that'd be ideal. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't get it at all. But I mean, the person making the decisions is richer than me, so
Mm.
there's that.
And
But
they probably got a bonus for making this decision, even though it
that's
wasn't
what I'm
making
saying.
sense.
It probably yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like, oh, great move, sir, great move. Oh yeah, yeah, what masterfully done. And I'm like, this is a very stupid plan.
Uh,
But it
um,
probably helps their bottom line somehow. That I don't know, some clause somewhere.
mm, yeah, I don't know. Like I'm still fully expecting this movie to be fantastic, no matter how I see it.
Yeah,
But I'd rather see it on a big screen in a crowded theater where we all wouldn't die after seeing it.
yeah
Because
like
if I knew 100% that everyone in the room would be social distancing and wearing masks and stuff, I would go see it. But that's not
But
happening. As soon as they
no.
sit down, as soon as the lights go off, everyone's taking off their mask. I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Everyone else is taking off their mask.
It's not gonna work. Like it.
Yeah.
Maybe those vaccines are on their way. I don't know. Maybe they know something we don't. I don't know. But I doubt it.
Maybe we'll get more information about why this is happening closer to Christmas, but I don't know.
Nah, I do not get it.
So every week it seems there's some new crazy information about the Snyder Cut. So first, it's been at least very much so hinted at that Jared Leto's Joker is going to have a very different appearance in this movie. The rumor right now is that, you remember the nightmare sequence from BVS?
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently this movie is gonna have like a more extended version of that sequence in it, and it is going to focus on Batman, Joker, and Slade, like going through the apocalypse wasteland doing stuff.
Okay. Sure. I mean, more Slade is always nice because we only got 5 seconds. But I mean,
5 seconds. Yeah.
I mean, so I'll take that. Yeah. I mean, as far as the Joker's appearance, I mean, I didn't really like anything about Jared Leto's Joker, so sure, maybe they'll change it up. Maybe it'll look better. Maybe it'll look worse. We don't know. But right now, the bar's not high.
Even in the apocalypse, I would like to believe Batman wouldn't team up with Joker. Right?
I don't know. I think it depends. Because Batman's whole thing is doing whatever to do, to save people, his mission, all that. So if that
let me walk that back. Even in the apocalypse, I don't think the Joker would work with Batman.
Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. That one makes more sense. That one makes a little more sense. I think it would be really weird. I feel like, yeah, I'm not really sure how I would even see that going. It'd be kind of interesting to see if they do it right, but
like I'm all for Deathstroke and Batman working together.
Yeah,
I would have liked it more if we actually had a Deathstroke established in this universe, so that their interaction can be more meaningful. But whatever.
Yeah.
But like them working together sounds great. Them and the Joker. I mean, I'll have to see it, but like, if this is the only place the Joker is in the movie, and he's not like a weird tertiary villain, teaming up with Lex Luthor or whatever, we already discussed why that's a dumb idea. Like, if he's just in the apocalypse wasteland sequence, and that's all we see of the Joker, I think I'd be more fine with that. If they do it well, which I don't think they will.
Yeah, probably not. But I don't know. Like, I don't mean to be like negative, but like I don't know. Like, I'm hearing all these things and rumors about they're doing this, they're doing that, they're adding this scene, this character's been rumored, and I'm like, that's fine, but like
too much.
Not even too much. Well, I mean, yes, but like that's not even I guess my issue is kind of just like, I mean, that's great, but like, if you don't, how are they gonna use it? Because I mean, you can have all the characters and their random Easter eggs, and that's a reference to this thing that hasn't happened yet, but that's cool, little nerd points, and like, don't get me, I'm not dissing on nerds, because I mean, but I mean,
I'm just on nerd points, because nerd points don't actually get you anything unless they're done well. Having Robin's suit just in Batman's cave doesn't get you anything if we don't know who or what happened there. Like, oh look, Robin died. Like, hey, look, that happened in that one comic that one time. It's like, cool.
Yeah, but it's like, but that was actually Dick Grayson. It's like,
why?
Wrong. How dare you? Like, everything you just tried, like, and see, when you do that, it's like everything you just tried to set up is completely minute.
Literally, this Batman's character arc would have been stronger if Dick Grayson had left him out of his life, and his second Robin died. But because it's like, his first Robin died, and then he just gave up on Robins, that's so weird.
I mean, I get it, but it's like that's wrong. Like that's just not.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's just like you're trying to get all these points
Hmm.
for doing stuff, but then it's like you don't get the points if it's done wrong. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like you're doing all this extra. It's like me trying to go the extra. It's like if I go get my boss, oh, bring my boss a cup of coffee before work, trying to get extra points. And then, it's
It's
like all
decaf.
milk and my boss is lactose intolerant.
Yeah,
You don't get points
that's
for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't, like, yeah, I guess the thought that counts, but it's like that doesn't help you. That's kind of stupid. Like, you
mm,
look like an idiot. Like, and I guess, and doesn't it say like, okay, so like that whole Dick Grayson or is it Jason talking? Doesn't it say in the whole? I forget which one it is, but I think it's Justice League. I don't remember the one with Harley or Suicide Squad. No, with
mm.
like the Harley Quinn bio or everything. Like, doesn't it say like the
I think
murder of
it just
Jason Todd
says. I think
or murder
I
of
think for Harley
Robin or?
Quinn it just said murder of Robin. I don't think it said Jason
Okay, see
Todd.
that? Okay, okay, yeah, because I remember seeing that. I was like, wait, does that mean? But yeah, but the whole point is like that is great that you're adding stuff because again, we love DC stuff. But
Mm.
if you're not gonna utilize it the right way, I don't really feel great about you getting more, adding more stuff because that wasn't the problem.
Hmm.
But
So
here we go.
yeah, speaking of character redesigns
Oh
and
dear.
things that are problems,
Oh boy.
um, we have a high definition screenshot of Steppenwolf's new design. Have you seen
Yeah.
this?
The one where he's all prickly.
He looks like if the Iron Throne from Game of Thrones grew legs and a face.
Yeah, he's just kind of spiky for some reason. And
Like,
like, oh, now he's more intimidating. It's like, I
but they kept
guess.
the face the same. They kept the face part the same. That's the part that was the worst part about the old Steppenwolf. And they changed everything but this gray dumb face.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, I guess it looks more intimidating, but
No,
it's just kind of
he
like,
looks so
all right.
stupid.
He looks like a. I don't even know what that is. Like some kind of like
He looks like Goldor from the Power Rangers.
that actually checks out. He has like some kind of Ultraman boss or something like that. Like, doesn't he
He
though?
does.
Doesn't he? Like, I'm pretty. I've seen this guy in a Saturday morning cartoon before. Like, this guy
Just
looks pretty. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, again, that wasn't really. That's not really something I cared about super much personally. I know some people like really had a problem with the look for whatever reason. I mean, I thought it just looked kind of whatever, regardless. But
my major issues with Steppenwolf are that he's just a big dumb gray villain, gray CG villain. Yeah, he's just a big dumb gray CG villain. Like that's like my major issue with it. Oh, it's also his character was not existent. He was just never really felt like a big threat.
yeah,
It just his
he was. He was.
design, like obviously his design sucked, but it wasn't like the design itself wasn't awful. It was just kind of more dumb gray villains in the DC universe. Like we don't need more of those.
Yeah, and he was such a just because villain.
Yes.
Like, it's just so. Like, I'm not saying every villain has to have like some super like philosophical reason behind every bad thing they do, but it was just like, what's your reasoning? I mean, I guess for Darkseid, kind of, but mostly for me, like it was kind of just like, why are you even doing this? Like, you just seem like you're just like, I was bored and I felt like conquering a planet.
Exactly.
Like,
So they decided, okay, people don't like Steppenwolf because he is a big, dumb CG gray villain. So we're gonna fix that by making him a differently designed big, dumb gray villain. Like,
yeah,
what? Why did they? You thought making him
again,
spiky would be better?
again, not addressing the like actual problem, more so just like adding something else. And it's kind of like, all right,
And
like,
like,
I got a flat tire, but hey, I washed your car.
yeah,
still can't drive, but okay. Like,
Like, the problem, my biggest issue with Steppenwolf specifically is I don't love Steppenwolf. I think he's a boring villain even in the comics. But he looks so cool in the comics. His New 52 look has like red and black motif, you know, the big black horns, the Omega symbol on his chest, holding the big red axe. Like, red and black are his colors. And pre 52, he had like the like green suit with the weird like Legend of Zelda Link hat on for some reason. Like that was weird, but like at least it had a distinct color scheme going. You easily could have made this Steppenwolf just be either red or green, or have like, you know, green highlights on the end of each of the spikes, or, you know, red overall. Keep a similar design, and I hate it less because it's at least unique. It's not just, oh look, another gray CGI villain in the DC universe.
yeah, and it could at least be like a traditional. I mean, granted, New 52 is not like, you know, the oldest comics type, but I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it based off of something real.
You have source material to go off of, and they just picked a completely different design that's worse and not related to anything from the source material. Like, this is the kind of thing where, I know I said before, I'm no comics purist. I don't really care what if people look like it as long as they have a similar essence to their comic book counterpart. This is just some guy from Apocalypse. This is just some villain who they decided to call Steppenwolf. And it's just boring.
Yeah.
It has a unique design per se in that it is so spiky, but why is it so spiky? Like, why? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, like you said, I don't think anyone was ever, like, losing their minds over Steppenwolf, but I mean, I guess if the design looks cooler, that adds something. And like, granted, it does look a little cooler, but like, that wasn't really my problem. But it's whatever. Like, I mean, apparently we're getting Darkseid in some capacity, so maybe we won't have to worry about Steppenwolf, but
at least he is visually distinct from Darkseid. If they showed up in the same room together, you would be able to tell them apart now.
This is true.
Although Darkseid is still just another big, dumb CG gray villain.
Yeah. But, you know.
Even though he also has a very unique color scheme going for him with a bunch of, you know, blues and reds and yellows, but no, gray.
Yeah, I mean, and I get like you don't want to make them look too similar to Thanos because they do have a very striking resemblance. I know, but I mean, for the colorblind community, like, no, I'm just kidding. But like, no, I'm just saying, like, you know, like in terms of like stature and like how they look, obviously, like the head and everything, just big dude. But like, I feel like this kind of just. I don't know. I can't get over that in the trailer. That was like the first thing, and I was just kind of like,
oh no! Like literally, when I first saw that, like him in the same shot as Steppenwolf was with him swinging that axe is just Darkseid swinging the axe. Like, it's just you just CG'd over a gray villain with another CG gray villain. Like, why?
I don't know. I just don't. I can't get into it because I just don't trust the source material. I mean, not the source material, but I don't trust the people behind making it. Like, it's not so much just like, oh, this looks terrible. I mean, I don't think it looks great, but I mean, if I had more of a, if they were more to like stayed towards the story and like made it make more sense in terms of like how it actually is originally written in the comics and stuff, I feel like I wouldn't mind how it looked as much.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of characters don't necessarily look, you know, exactly how they do in comics media, but if you do the character right, it doesn't, you know, we get it.
This seems to be a Zack Snyder staple to have, especially the villains, just not look right. Doomsday just didn't look right. Even by the end, when he started growing more, you know, more like spikes and stuff, he still just didn't look right.
You know, like Doomsday at all, yeah. I remember kind of like, unless they they didn't say Doomsday in the movie, like you would not have known it was Doomsday.
Yeah,
he
like
Superman.
they had to name drop saying this is your Doomsday, and then Doomsday popped out. Like, go Doomsday.
Yeah, it was very much like, let me make sure I say it so you know. Like, for all that, it just looked like it looked like just like a big zombie or something. Like, it didn't really look like a specific,
You know what would have been
character.
cool?
Like,
if they actually made Zod a big zombie. A bizarro Superman, if you would. Like,
that
so
was
easy.
then, yeah, it was right there. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll admit, I didn't think of it at first, but it was right there, and I was like, wow. Now that I hear that, like, if I feel like if I had the amount of like time they did going into this movie, I could have come up with that pretty. Like, and like, I don't know, that would have been a lot better.
We're gonna use Zod's body. Now, Lex Luthor is gonna use Zod's body to create an equal and opposite to Superman to kill him. You mean Bizarro Superman? We were thinking of Doomsday, but that, I mean. We were sticking with our idea. Our idea is, but Bizarro is
like, but that's not how
just describe Bizarro.
Like, but that's not how Doomsday works. And like, the reason Doomsday, like, I know they didn't go into details about Doomsday's abilities and everything because they didn't want to, but.
Didn't have time. It's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, it's not like we couldn't just put all these other glistening plot points that we had going on.
Nothing we could remove to fix the pacing at all. Nope, nothing.
Oh man, no. We had things going perfectly. We couldn't have this we couldn't waste time explaining characters. We had to go do other stuff.
Like, have Wonder Woman click a flash drive and just watch trailers for other characters we don't have time to introduce. Like, okay.
Yeah, no, we have to make sure you're aware that we have characters that we're not going to explain well. And then when they show up in their movies, we're going to feel like, oh, I feel like more could have been explained about them, but we're still not going to do it.
Yep.
But that's okay, because still somehow made $1 billion. So,
well, actually, BVS didn't. BVS only made 800.
Well, I was talking about Aquaman.
Oh, yeah, that
was my slight tangent.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when nothing else comes out when the movie comes out. Automatically makes the most money.
I don't get why Snyder consistently I don't get why he does this. I don't get why he looks at this design. This guy who claims to be a big comic book fan, he's not. Claims to be a big comic book fan. And it's like, this is the design. This is Steppenwolf. This is the dark side I know and love. Like,
Well, he's doing it because it's his. Like, because, I mean, he's trying to put his stamp on it, and it's like, all right, well, if I did it, then it's probably great.
But
and
it looks
then
objectively horrible. Like, not even just from a comic book standpoint. It just looks objectively hard to look at.
I mean, look, it's not objectively isn't a thing anymore. Like, you know how these disciples.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of a funny thing, like a Snyder disciple. I'm working on it. I'll coin a new term somehow. I'm working on it. But no, it's like these Snyder disciples are just like, all right, this is Zach's design. How much do we love it? Like, it's just like.
There was this one tweet I saw that was the caption was, look at this huge upgrade, and it was a shot for shot comparison of Steppenwolf boom tubing into the Amazon chamber that's on the mother box, and it was the one from the Justice League we got, and then one from the recent trailer, where like essentially it's the same basic stance of him, like going down and standing up all dramatically, is the same. Like they're shown next to each other, and like with the new design on here, the old design at the top, and literally I look at them next to each other, and I'm like, if I didn't know that the one on the bottom was the new one, I will be seriously questioning which of these is the upgrade.
Yeah.
And all the people in the comments too were like, half of them were like, "Oh my goodness, it looks so much better." For some reason, other people were like, "Which is the better one?" Like, I don't see the upgrade.
It's like The Office, the Pam. It's like, it's the same picture.
Exactly.
Like, I don't. And see, I feel like a lot of people who were just kind of like not even like big like comic book fans. Like they're just kind of like movie fans. Are kind of just like I don't get it.
Hmm.
But then it's like this arousing chorus of people who just love the Zack Snyder stuff. We're just like, oh, it's great. We gotta love it because these are the movies on the like. Just because a movie is on the big screen does not mean it's a good movie.
Hmm.
That has been made clear several times by just movies in general. But
By Snyder, but we don't need to get into that.
that, him included, yeah, like it doesn't work, and like I don't know, I don't get this like forcing love. I don't know if they like legitimately love it just because, or like they actually do, and like
I
I don't get it personally at all.
I don't know. I kind of wish I did. I wish I could just crawl into a Snyder fanboy's brain, but I don't know. I can't see it. Um, so speaking of Snyder, sticking with Snyder for just a second. In an interview recently, he said that his ideal version of his Zack Snyder's Justice League, the ideal way he would want to present this to the world, is to split it into two parts in IMAX in black and white.
Why black and white? It's a comic book movie. That kind of
And then shortly after that, he released the first trailer with like a couple of new images, like a little bit of new footage in there in black and white. And it was hard to tell what was going on. I'd already
I don't.
seen this trailer before, and I couldn't tell what was going on because it was black and white.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I was just kind of like, why would you do this? Like,
And
I don't know,
of
man. Like,
course, in the article that broke, I think of Variety maybe that broke this the story. All the Snyder fanboys in the comments were like, "Oh my goodness, that's such a good idea. That's exactly what we need right now. That's just blah blah blah." Like all of these like praising the idea of a Justice League movie being in black and white. Like I just help me. I can't.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah, like these people are like, oh, this is glorious. Oh, this is great. And I'm just like, really?
Like
What?
if this were a Batman movie, sure, do it in black and white. Gotham is already like dark and dreary anyway. You can even do like a Sin City type thing where they have it all in black and white, yet the blood has a different color to it. But that's the only thing that has a different color. I really do like when movies do that. They're stylized in that way. Like, especially if it is more of like a detective noir style Batman movie, have that in black and white. It fits the style. But for Justice League, where especially Zack Snyder's Justice League, where color is pretty important to tell a lot of these characters apart.
Yeah.
Like, literally, if I know Darkseid and Steppenwolf are already, big dumb gray villains, but they at least like the color of gray they are is at least different enough. If they were next to each other in black and white, I probably couldn't tell who was who. Like,
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, some of the scenes that like are in black and white, this like it's like they don't really make sense to me. It's kind of like, why would you have like the scene where like, oh, there Atlantis is like this is in black and white. It's like I feel like that'd be like the most colorful scene in the movie.
yeah,
Like you're underwater, you got all these lights, but it's all in like this like I don't understand like I understand like okay like Batman on a ledge and like okay
sure,
that
yeah.
there's probably not a lot of color going on there anyway that makes sense but like a lot of this is just like just people sitting and talking and no color and it's just kind of like but why like
Why? Why?
I don't
This doesn't add anything. It doesn't.
yeah.
Hey,
And
this
like
wasn't even his original vision. If this was his original vision, ideal vision of this movie, he would have always done it in black and white. Every trailer for the movie in 2017 would have been in black and white. Like this was not the original plan. So why say this is what you want now? Like it's not. I don't. Oh my goodness.
I don't know and even the Steppenwolf like seeing it in black and white, like I know that's like a super great character, but like it's kind of hard to like see, like look at it because it's like all these like different like scale or
Mm,
shards or whatever that spike things are, and they kind of like distort the like most of it.
yeah,
Like I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It is what it is, but like I
I
don't know.
just don't understand why people could just listen to the stuff he says about this movie and be like, "That's a good idea. This is going to be a great movie." I can't see it. And like we've said before, we will eat our words if this movie turns out actually good. I'll be first in line to say that this movie, changed my mind about Snyder or whatever if it ends up actually being good. I don't think it will. But if it doesn't end up being good, I'll eat my words. But as of right now, I don't see it happening.
No, I mean like look, if so, I like I saw the original, like I understand there's a lot of changes. Believe me, I realize that, but I don't. The problems I had with the original movie
Mm.
were not it didn't have Darkseid in it, or oh I didn't like what Steppenwolf looked like, or Superman wasn't wearing the black suit. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that everyone's advertising that's different. That's this is gonna make it so much better. That is not the stuff I had. I didn't even care about the mustache thing. Like that wasn't even like
Yeah, I didn't care about the mustache. I didn't care about the red sky in the climax. I actually really liked the aesthetic of that climax. I thought like it kind of got a little too bright at times, but like generally the like red aesthetic I thought looked pretty good. Much better than the trailer originally where the sky was just kind of like a dark blue. It was like we've seen that before. Like that was Wonder Woman's climax. Like we've seen that done before in a superhero movie. Why not try for something, in a like just try for something a little different? Like yeah, people because it was different from the Snyder cut, people hate it. Like I kind of liked that idea. But nope, the Snyder's going to change it back to how it was before and make it just a dark movie that you can't tell what's going on because
I don't know. Like it just doesn't. I don't know, and I guess that's what bothers me because a lot of people are talking about, oh, how this is gonna be so much better. I'm like in terms of like the character, like I feel like the understanding, the like misunderstanding of the characters is my core problem,
mm,
and because that's I don't think that has any reason to change because it wasn't like just in that Justice League movie. This was in the BVS. This was even, I mean, and it's kind of just like I don't see that changing, and that's kind of my problem with it. It's like you can add all these adjustments, change all this stuff, but like I don't. For me personally, that none of that was the problem
yep.
at all. Like, sure, you can add more characters, but I mean, if I don't like the new how you did those characters either, who do I care? Why do I care if there's more Joker scenes if the Joker was the worst part of the last movie it was in?
Exactly.
And that was not a great. Well, okay, maybe not the worst thing, but like top three.
Yeah.
Like other than
That
just like the
Incubus, that
entire story.
stupid brother that comes out of nowhere for no reason. That
It just
that is
kind
the
of
worst part of
is.
that movie.
Yeah, that didn't really make any sense, and it wasn't really explained,
And he just
and
kind
they
of
kind of just
dies.
never
Like
talked.
he's blown
Yeah,
up. Like okay, whatever.
kind of never talked about it again. Which I mean, I get it. And the thing is, there are some things I really do like about. Like I think, like me and my brother like talking about. We were like, for like Viola Davis was the best casting
Oh
ever
yeah.
for Amanda Waller in anything. Like I don't like that was probably like I like that casting better than any other casting in the entire universe. That is the
Mm-hmm.
best casting. Period. I like that even more than Slade's casting, and that's like A tier, like
Yeah.
seriously. But if that doesn't make the movie automatically great, you have to
Mm-hmm.
do the characters right. I'm not saying Amanda Waller was done wrong. I think she could have been a little more sinister and calculating, but I mean, for the part she was in, it was fine. But I
Yeah.
don't know. Okay, I'm getting too off topic.
No,
But
it's
the point is adding things that weren't the initial adding to things or making adjustments to things that weren't the initial problem doesn't just fix the initial problem. It doesn't work like
it
that.
just potentially adds more problems.
Yes. And like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, oh, it could be like look better visually maybe, or like, oh, well, but like that's not like I don't care what it looks like if like I don't like the writing. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like And no, I don't speak for everyone. I understand. There's a lot of people who probably want to hit me with a bus for, blasphemous things about oh great wise Zack Snyder. But I mean, that's fine. Whatever. You have your opinion. I mean, I think you're wrong, but you probably think I'm wrong too. So
That's okay. Yeah, like I,
I don't know. It's just like when there's like, it's not like there haven't been like other forms of media where these characters, like every other, like it's like even these animated movies we're talking about, like HBO Max, like are the same people who love these like Justice League the same people who like all these other movies, and like they love these animated movies. They like
I
even
would
like
hope.
even like cartoons, like every like all these other platforms and media that have had these characters and done them a certain way. That's like consistently been
Yeah,
like I don't know what like I don't think I've ever seen an animated Batman movie that was like that isn't Batman. Like seriously, like
yeah.
I don't.
Like I would hope there's at least some overlap of Zack Snyder fanboys and people that like Justice League comics and TV shows and stuff. But at the same time, I can't understand how you could like the Justice League animated movie or the even like any of the new Justice League, New 52 movies even, which aren't great but they're still better.
Yeah,
I don't understand how you could like those and also think that Zack Snyder did these characters perfectly. I just
that's kind
can't
of my
see it.
problem. It doesn't make sense. They don't even act like like the Superman doesn't act like any other Superman I've ever seen. I don't care if it's Smallville. I don't care if it's freaking like Supergirl Superman. Like they all kind of have a very similar demeanor.
Mm-hmm.
That again, Henry Cavill, great actor. I liked him in that. I like him in The Witcher. I like him in freaking what is it? The with Tom Cruise.
Oh, in my
Mission Impossible.
yeah,
Yeah, like he
Fallout
was
maybe.
great in
Yeah.
that even. Not that the mustache was worth holding out for, but I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. But like, I think Henry Cavill's great, but I hate his Superman. I don't like it. He looks like Superman,
Yeah,
but
visually,
how
it's a
his
pretty good casting.
yeah, but like it doesn't like the character seems so detached from the world. And I know he's an alien from another planet, but he was literally raised in Kansas.
Yeah.
Like he's the most down to earth person you can meet. That's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone gets. It feels like all these other movies get that. And a little bit. I will say the new 52 movies at first didn't get that either. I think they were kind of also getting on that Man of Steel train. Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
He felt like he was an outsider, but like they kind of, especially in that Death of Superman, they really kind of snapped that back because he seemed to be right back on, with everybody else on Earth. But like every other version of Superman, Smallville, every Superman I can think of, even Christopher Reeve, like like
Mm-hmm.
it was this. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, like they all at least mostly got the character right, and just this one, supposedly interconnected universe that is supposed to be the ideal version of these characters just doesn't do it, mainly because of Zack Snyder's writing and directing. It just
I mean, what? How hard? How hard can you get truth, justice, and the American way? Like I know it doesn't have to be like I know that was like a thing for the time, but like you know that guy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that guy's not. And not to be it, but I feel like Captain America more gets that than Superman. I know Captain America and Superman have a lot of
yeah,
parallels, but
even if you
like
did want to go more of the like, protector of the world version that you do more recently, still isn't that hard to get right. I don't know, like the beacon of hope.
yeah,
Shouldn't be like, oh, he's only a beacon of hope once he's dead. That's
yeah, that didn't make any sense. And like people just randomly care about him. Like
it could have
granted,
made sense if it was written well, but it was not. So
right. And like granted, in the real world, it does seem like when someone dies, like someone famous dies, all of a sudden everyone was a fan of them,
yeah,
which does happen. Don't get me wrong. But
but they didn't.
I
But they didn't think that Tom Petty was a terrorist. People didn't play like People didn't just all of a sudden play free falling everywhere because Tom
right,
Petty died. Like
right.
they didn't. It's not like Tom Petty was like this super divisive person, and now all of a sudden because he died, people started caring about him. No,
Right,
like
and
he was a beloved person
that's
since
kind of my
forever.
thing. It's like I don't
For
think
example, yeah.
it's like yeah, he wasn't this like most people hate like everyone who that happens to like people either liked him or just kind of were neutral.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like,
probably a thing
I
of, like,
hate this person, but now that they're dead, I want to show my love. Like, it doesn't make, that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Like, people actively hated Well, there's like a big debate, but like half the world hated Superman.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, now that he's dead, they're like, "Oh, I didn't."
Everyone loves Superman.
It doesn't work that way. Like, it could have if it was written
even
better.
if he didn't kill a giant monster, like, it's not gonna just be like,
especially
worked. The monster's only in Metropolis for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
Like, the rest of the world did not have time. Half the world was asleep, and now all of a sudden, oh man, we never cared about Superman, but you know what? We're gonna have a National Superman Day and all this stuff. And it's just kind of like, I feel like Death of Superman doesn't work if people don't like Superman.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of
Death of Superman doesn't work if we don't like Superman.
Well, that too. But I mean, I'm not even talking about me. I could just not like it if I just don't like it. But like, if the people in the movie don't even like Superman, you're just setting yourself up for that. I mean, that's like saying, like, I don't know. I can't even use that because that happens. But for my. Like, I'm like, Batman just started killing people away. But never mind.
Yeah. Like,
but, it... I don't know. But we'll see. I don't know. It is what it is. Maybe it'll do great.
Maybe something in the Justice League will make, or in Zack Snyder Justice League will make BVS a better movie. Could happen. But it could happen.
It could happen. It could. Anything is possible. I'm not saying that. And it could be great. That movie could be awesome. That movie could shut me up, and I would be wrong. I'll own it too. Like, I don't get, like, if I'm wrong, I will own it. I'll be the first one.
I'm going to go on record right now. If Zack Snyder's Justice League is actually fantastic, if we both agree that it did everything right, fixed all of the flaws of the previous Zack Snyder's movies, understood the characters to a T, hold me to this. If this happens, I would go back to every previous episode of this podcast where we complain about the Snyder universe and delete them. I would do that.
That's so many hours of commentary.
I know.
I mean, no, seriously. Like, I'm serious because I want positively reinforce things done well, and negatively reinforce things I don't think are done well. And if I don't think a movie's done well, I feel like, again, I'm not gonna go to Zack Snyder's house and be like, I don't. But obviously, but I'm not gonna hate this guy on Twitter or try to destroy his name. Like, I'm just gonna on the podcast that our podcast. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just gonna say what I feel. But it doesn't mean I wish him ill will. I just don't like his take on characters that I've loved by pretty much my whole life.
If this movie can change my opinion around on the entire concept of the Man of Steel, cinematic universe or whatever, I will eat my words and just pretend like I didn't.
Absolutely. I won't trash it. I won't. Seriously. I won't. If this is that good, I would be like, all right, I was wrong. This is great. Mm-hmm. They did the characters right. They did it better, which they could. I don't know. They could. But
I don't think
they also could. No.
Samuel still looks like the Iron Throne grew legs and a face. It still just doesn't look right.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I'm saying.
Give me high hopes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't. Again, all the stuff we're talking about is stuff that's not the problem.
He wants to release it in black and white. Why?
Why would unless there's a movie, like you said, a movie specifically one of those noir styles, or just an old movie being remade that was originally in black and white, you don't want to put it in color because to keep that unless it's something like that, there is no reason to make a movie in black and white, especially a comic book movie.
Yes.
It is a comic book movie. It is supposed to be one of the most colorful movies outside of Inside Out. Yeah. So I mean, I don't understand.
If it were a manga, where those are generally black and white anyway, and then the anime adaptations are in color. If it was a manga and you wanted to do a stylized movie adaptation, but still make it look like the manga, so keep it black and white.
Sure.
That's weird, but cool, do it, whatever. This is a comic book.
But could you imagine if, Into the Spider-Verse, I know that's not a live-action movie, was, in black and white?
No.
right? Like that doesn't even like you wouldn't even like. I feel like part of the movie you wouldn't even understand because color's so integral to that movie.
Mhm.
But again, that's like the most comic book movie ever, literally.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like, and I know there's trying to be like a somewhat realistic tone with these movies sometimes, and I know like even like some of the Nolan movies definitely were too dark a lot of the time. Which I
Hmm.
know it's Batman, but still, it's like if I can't see anything, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I guess my thing is like, I don't get why black and white is like this like huge thing. I don't know if there's some kind of symbolism. Maybe I'm missing it. You know, I'm not on this. You know, I don't have my third eye, Snyder eye open, so I'm missing the obvious brilliance. But I
Uh,
mean, I I don't get it, but whatever. I
whatever.
mean,
Yeah.
good for them. Good for him if this is what he wants to do. But overall, it just kind of. I mean, I feel like most. I mean, most of your characters are blue and red and pretty big colors.
Hmm.
So I kind of doesn't don't get the point of no one be
Well, I
everyone not
mean,
being.
Superman's gonna be in his black suit, so you
Well,
need
I
him of color.
guess
Batman's gonna be all black. Cyborg's gonna be
right,
white and gray. Wonder
but I
Woman's
mean,
gonna be in her more like dull brownish red outfit,
yeah, I mean Flash. I mean, I guess maybe you could give him a dark suit. Like I don't know, like Black Flash for
like a
this movie.
tactical
Maybe I
suit
don't
kind of
know.
thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Tactical Flash suit. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. If he needs that, that is my one thing about Young Justice. Like, why does Kid Flash need a tap? Like, you're not gonna see him anyway. He's that fat.
Just
Like,
in,
you're
I
not
mean,
like
just in case, like
I
maybe
guess,
I don't know.
but like he's that like he's that fast. Like, if you
Yeah,
could
he
see, if you
should be.
could like get a clear shot on him, he wouldn't even be here. Like, it doesn't even
Mm,
like I don't know.
yeah,
But that's a whole
I don't know.
different thing. But I mean, like, yeah, I don't really. I don't know.
I
It
don't
just
know.
kind of. We'll see.
We'll
If
see.
that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
I'm not. I think it's kind of gonna be. I think it's gonna be more of the same, honestly. Just more stuff.
Hmm.
So good. That if that's what you want, that's what you get. But that I've made. I'm not saying I've made my choice, but I have an idea of where this is going. I will watch it. I didn't think I was gonna do, but now
I
because
feel
this
like I
was
have
gonna
to.
happen, they're making this happen. So I am gonna watch it for
Yeah.
sure. But
Yeah. Well, in the
probably
meantime, there are other DC movies we can talk about,
this is true.
like The Suicide Squad, which is probably going to be actually good for some reason.
Better than this.
So, Sylvester
Maybe.
Stallone has teased that he is going to be in The Suicide Squad in some capacity.
Of course. I mean, this is kind of a Expendables-esque type of thing,
Yeah.
so it
Like
makes sense.
it has like they've said they were like kind of basing it the vibe off of like 80s action movies. So
Hmm.
Stallone, yeah.
Well, I mean, all they need is Arnold now.
Yeah.
They're good.
Uh,
Like,
there's a rumor that he might be voicing King Shark, which I think will be hilarious. Um,
really?
yeah,
That would be way too distracting for me. Like, I know King Shark probably doesn't talk unless you're watching that Harley Quinn show. King Shark doesn't talk a lot, I guess.
I guess.
But I
Yeah.
mean, like, I, that would be so distracting.
Uh-huh.
It's just like, oh, like, because like Stallone has like one of the most like if you watch movies, like you just hear that that voice from a mile away. Like you know
Yeah.
exactly what. No one else sounds like
It
that.
could be kind of like a Vin Diesel Groot situation where you don't
Yeah,
actually
that's
know
what
it's
I just
him.
thought of.
Yeah.
That is true because Vin Diesel does. But see, he only says one line
Yeah.
though. So I mean, which I don't know if they're gonna do something like that with King Shark. I don't know. I know there's like that. I don't know. In that Apocalypse War, he only said like one line. So I don't know. I didn't really get that, but
Yeah.
maybe that's a thing I'm missing. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, if they're going for that '80s action movie vibe,
Mm.
that's the most '80s action movie person, arguably there is.
Yeah.
So
Plus, Stallone showed up as a minor character in Guardians 2, and James
right,
Gunn's directing this, so like, having a
that
cameo in
makes
that.
sense. Yeah, I didn't even think of that connection. You're right.
Is Sean Gunn and the guy I never remember his name, the guy that plays Yondu also in that.
Okay, wait, who plays the
I can't remember his name. It's Jack something.
Michael Rocker?
Yeah,
Apparently.
Michael Drucker. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's in this. So like, there's already some overlap with that.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
just having Stallone as a minor character in this too, I think that's kind of cool.
There's There's so many people in this movie. I love how they're just putting I'm not saying that I know I just made a rant about just adding characters isn't a good thing, but I like how it's just it feels like everyone's in this movie for some reason.
But in the
just,
Suicide Squad, that's kind of the point. You need so many villains to be on this or characters to be on this team so that they can systematically be taken out and it feels like it makes sense. Because that was the problem with one of the many issues with Suicide Squad movie we got back in 2016 was that one of these felt expendable. El Diablo was the one character aside from Slipknot. El Diablo was the one character that felt like if he dies, no one will care. Because Killer Croc, he kind of needs to show up in more Batman stuff. Harley Quinn, Deadshot, obviously Captain Boomerang. These are staples in the universe. They can't die. Who knows? No one knows anything about El Diablo, so he's incredible.
Exactly.
But no one's gonna care if Nathan Fillion playing arm fall off guy is gonna be taken out.
Oh man.
Or Sean Gunn's rat guy, whatever,
I don't even
whatever it's called.
I don't even know.
The rodent,
Rat King.
Is it Rat King?
I think it is Rat King.
Okay,
yeah. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
Some rodent-based villain. No one's gonna care if he's gonna die.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in the movie for some reason, and it's crazy because none of them have been established pretty much, except for the returning people. So
it could even be a thing where a good half of that team is sent off in the first 10 minutes to take on something, and they all get captured or killed off immediately. So then the more name brand or more famous actor played people are gonna go after them or something
Mm-hmm.
I can see it working.
I'm kind of feeling because they have I'm kind of feeling like a Deadpool 2 scenario where they have this whole team together and they all get wasted in 2 seconds.
Yep.
Oh, dude, that's still one of the funniest.
I love it. I love that.
To this day, the funniest thing ever was that the invisible guy was a person the whole time.
Brad Pitt.
He was Brad Pitt, and it was so funny because it was it's just a parachute. There's no. Oh my god! And then he got paid $300 something for that.
It was $50 and a cup of coffee. It was nothing. Yeah.
Oh my god! I mean, he was technically in the movie, so it works. But man, oh man, that's great.
Yeah. So, no matter what role Stallone plays, I think it's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, moving away from DC stuff for a bit. I have a couple of quick Disney information to go over. It's been confirmed that Star-Lord and the other Guardians will be in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Nice.
So, good. Yeah. Moving on. That's it. We were hoping this would happen, even if it's just the first 10 minutes. We want.
Yeah, just a throwaway scene or two.
Yeah. Right, you want to see Thor and Star-Lord or even Drax interact more. That was just a fun little
team. Thor fit in very well with the team. I mean, he just kind of fit right in, so to speak. And I love that. He says say his goodbyes to Tree and
Rabbit.
I like how he knows Groot, but he still calls him Tree.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
He says his name. Yeah, he's still.
He knows. He's not. It's not it's kind of trying to do that play off of I don't understand things because I'm Thor, but he knows this is a choice.
He literally knows Groot. He knows the language. Yeah, he calls him Tree.
So maybe Groot's real name is Tree. Is that?
That's.
Oh snap! Oh, wait a minute.
We can't be the first ones to think of this, right?
No, we're not. But I'm the first person I've talked to about this. I might need to consult my other nerds. This might be
because that makes
so much sense.
But Rocket calls him Groot, and Rocket can speak Groot.
That is right. Okay, no, that is right. But then again, he does call Rocket Rabbit on purpose, so I think it is a choice. But still. Yeah.
But Groot is a language. Their species is Groot, isn't it?
Right.
They all just say that. We'll get back to you next week. Like,
Okay,
we
we
have to do
got.
some
I want to
Googling
look
for
into
this.
this. That's actually
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Whose real name is Street? What? Oh my gosh! I need to know this. This is important stuff.
So, it's been, as of either yesterday or a week from yesterday, Disney Plus is now officially a year old. So,
Woo!
cool.
Wow. Really? Yeah, I think it. Yeah, that is right.
November
It was, it
November
was
12th
right
of
around
last.
this.
Yeah, November, I think it was November either 10th or 12th of last year.
I think it was the 12th. Yeah,
Okay.
because I remember it was like the week or two after my birthday. I was like, all right, like I was like, cool.
Do you want to guess
No,
how
but I'm
many?
gonna-
Do you want to guess how many users are currently
Oh,
active on Disney Plus?
too many. I have no idea. With already this was super highly anticipated, plus COVID-19. Oh man, probably. I have no idea. Probably 100 million.
Not quite 100 mil. It's 73 million.
Okay. Okay.
Still, in just
A
one
lot.
year, when Netflix and I think Netflix has 160 mil, Amazon Prime has 120 mil, and the Disney Plus is currently third with 73 mil in 1 year.
That's really impressive, considering Amazon Prime also includes like the shipping stuff as well
Yeah.
as the streaming stuff. The fact that like they're right there, but I think that's a combination of one, the Disney Plus like not being like as expensive as other streaming services. Like the fact that they kept it under $10, I think was a big like plus to them.
Oh yeah.
Because like they didn't have to, they knew it.
I don't think Disney Plus is currently available in all countries. I don't think it's available in. I think there's like a couple of major countries it's not currently available in, whereas Netflix is available everywhere. I think Amazon's available in most places. So, but regardless, even if it is just 73 million in America, like that's crazy.
A lot.
Yeah. And apparently they were projecting between 65 and 90 million, somewhere in there, by 2025. And unless they lose people by then, which is not happening.
Yeah. Apparently, according to this, Disney Plus is only available in the U.S., Canada, the Netherlands, Australia, New Zealand. I don't know if that's completely
The
right.
Netherlands, but not the UK?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But I will keep looking on this.
Okay.
I don't trust that at
That doesn't
all.
sound right.
Yeah.
But
Because
okay.
wasn't one of the things about Mulan supposed to be China also?
They released it in theaters in China.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But still,
Yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't make a ton of sense to me personally. But I mean,
Whatever.
that's the first article I saw, so that probably has been either needs to be updated or who knows what. So,
But still, 73 million people. It's only going to go up. It's
that's a
as
lot.
long as they keep it, $7. Like, yeah, like it's working for them. Mandalorian is good and kicking.
Yep.
WandaVision is coming out in January. Just barely missed this year, which
Yeah, but
whatever.
still, I mean, probably the first thing anyone sees next year. You got Mando to get you to that point, and yeah,
Good.
Winter Soldier, and then they're going.
So, in other nerd news, I completely forgot there was going to be a live-action Tom and Jerry movie.
Yeah.
And I like Tom and Jerry. It's not like my favorite cartoon, but if it's on, I'll watch it, whatever. But you love Tom and Jerry.
I have a problem with Tom and Jerry. That is like, okay. So I went on a cruise back in high school. Like my family went on a cruise. It was great. Back in simpler times because we could. And literally the whole cruise, I left my room to get food, come back, and there was a Tom and Jerry marathon on Boomerang, which I don't even know if that's still a channel. But
don't know,
at the
maybe.
time, Boomerang had Tom and Jerry on. It was the whole weekend. That is all I watched, and it was. And it's reruns because after a certain point they just start
Yeah.
over. But I love Tom and Jerry, but I do not like Tom and Jerry movies for the most part because usually they try to fix something that's not broken and it ruins it.
I really like Tom and Jerry and the Secret Ring, Magic Ring. Is that what it's called?
That is that one.
That's like the one Tom and Jerry movie that I think is fantastic. but
Most of them
most of them are
were
not. Especially the ones where
not
they
yet.
like put Tom and Jerry in other movies, like Wizard of Oz and Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Those are awful.
Yeah, I don't. And there's one. I don't. Oh, I don't remember which one it is, but the one where they can talk. Just.
That's the one from the '90s. That was the first
Oh man.
theatrical release Tom and Jerry movie.
Oh man. That like if there was ever a mistake, like the reason these characters the not talking is half of the whole thing. That's
Yes.
the whole point. It's the not talking and the crazy slapstick. That's it.
Mm,
That's it. That's all you have. That's all. It's two ingredients. You put it together, you got it. And if you take one out or try to mix it up, terrible. And yeah, but they're making a new Tom and Jerry movie
mm.
for a new generation, which I mean, I don't think this Tom. I don't know. I think Tom and Jerry's kind of. It's. I love it, but I don't think this generation will like it because it. It's very simple. I feel like simple slapstick humor has kind of lost its place, except with like in the like stuff like Wipeout. You've seen that show where like
Yeah.
they get hit by the like that. I think still is funny and still works, but I think like cartoon slapstick like Ed and Eddie back in the day, like those kind of shows, I feel like don't really aren't
Yeah.
going aging well in terms of. I mean,
It's
they're
kind of
still
sad,
great.
but
Don't get
yeah.
me wrong, but like they don't. I feel like they wouldn't work the same way they did back then, just
Mm,
because I don't think that's the kind of humor kids go for anymore. I feel
mm.
like now it's all I don't know. What are kids? I don't know.
TikTok.
Kids, yeah, TikTok, and kids be watching like kids be watching Game of Thrones and stuff.
Yep.
There was like these are elementary school. I'm like, isn't there like hardcore nudity in
Yes.
that? Like, what? You're like
Yes.
7 years old. Like, you don't even like. What are you doing?
What
Where are your
parent allowed you
parents?
to do this? Why do you even have HBO? Like, what is this?
Like, if I was watching Game of Thrones, my parents would tell me to turn it off as a grown up.
Yes.
You're telling me you're in elementary school, like, oh yeah, I can watch those, like what? Like, I don't
Like,
even. Oh man, it's a different time. But yeah, I mean, Tom and Jerry, I love it. One of my all-time favorite cartoons by for sure. But I'm always hesitant about the movies just because they try to add, because they try to add a little more to take it over the top, and
mm.
more than likely, it ruins it for me.
What did you
So
think of this trailer? If you saw it?
I did see it. It's okay. There's a lot going on. It feels I kind of don't like the whole like real people. It
I
kind of
like
gives
the
me.
actors they have on there. Like, I really like. I forgot his name. The guy that plays Ant-Man's friend.
Oh, oh shoot. I don't remember his
I
real
literally
name.
had it 2 words before I started saying whatever. That guy. I really like him. Chloe. Oh, I can't remember her name either. But the main girl in that, like, I like her in a lot of things
Chloe
she's in.
Moretz, is it? I think it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And apparently Ken Jeong is also in it, and
Right.
I love
Ken
him
Jeong, love him.
in everything pretty much.
Yeah,
So
like the
I,
actors they have playing the real people are great. I really, really like the design they gave Tom and Jerry. They're like kind of the same kind of CG to like CG but 2D, kind of similar to how like Into the Spider-Verse like
mhm.
similar like style is. It's clearly CG, but like they look they look like cartoons, and it's great. It's not like Smurfs where they're like trying to look realistic. No. And I appreciate how the world, even though it is live action, still just kind of they can interact with it the same way that they can in the Tom and Jerry cartoon. All the other animals in the commercials are in the trailer are also, animated, which I think is great. Um,
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it doesn't look like I didn't see any red flags in the trailer, which is good. But I'm still skeptical just because I feel like there's not a lot you can add to Tom and Jerry that keeps the essence of what makes Tom and Jerry great. Personally,
I'm a little afraid of two different things. First, I'm a little afraid that this movie is going to be 2 hours, and that 2 hours is going to be like 45 minutes too long, and they try to fill that time with like random human character subplots, so Tom and Jerry aren't in it a lot. You know,
yeah,
like uh, Michael Pena, that's that guy's name.
yeah, okay, that's
Yeah,
his name.
don't know. My brain does that. It's just
Okay, like,
not even trying to think. Just,
like the face, and you like we get what you're talking. Like that's all
yeah,
that matters.
yeah.
Like
Like
the
Michael
guy.
Pena
There's
and
so many.
Chloe, they're gonna have their own little side story about trying to manage that one hotel or whatever. Ken Jeong is gonna be like, it's gonna like have like it's focused too long on him trying to like catch Tom and Jerry or something. Like, and that can be funny, but if that's the whole movie is like these people interacting and Tom and Jerry is also there, I'm feeling that could happen. My second
Yeah.
fear is that this is probably true because this is always the case. I have a feeling that at least 80% of the best jokes were in that trailer.
Yeah, it kind of did kind of have that vibe, didn't it?
Yeah. Like we heard
But
Tom scream like, a couple of times. It wasn't even the same Tom scream that he usually has, but it's him screaming. We saw Jerry move the door, like a lot of very iconic Tom and Jerry gags, but like there's not too many left to pull from.
I feel like it's just not gonna have the same magic too. I feel like there's gonna be a lot too much other stuff distracting me from just the because I mean that's kind of the whole thing. It's simple. We're just in a we're usually at home or maybe a random location and we gotta kill each other. That is it.
Yep.
That is it. There is no subplot with my boss. There's no subplot. There is no subplot. The plot is kill each other.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it's like you don't add a subplot to Roadrunner and Coyote. It kind of it's its own thing. Like that's the whole point. But I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. I am very confused why this movie is being so adamant about releasing in theaters. Because Scoob and Trolls 2 were just like, oh yeah, we'll release it for on demand. Like $20, you can have it.
It's great.
Tom and Jerry, a movie that feels like it's already a direct-to-video release, has that vibe, Like,
yeah.
Why not just put it up on streaming? Like Warner Brothers are releasing this movie, the same company that decided that Wonder Woman 1984 is going to go on HBO Max. They're deciding that Tom and Jerry are worth it to put up on theaters.
Not your, maybe break even, warming up old soup, potentially cash grab movie. That should be in theater, but not your, potentially multiple $billion asset movie, blockbuster. That we can just put that on streaming, for free.
Yes.
And then,
we're gonna lose money if Tom and Jerry doesn't get in theaters. Like, how does that make sense?
I don't know. Maybe there's probably different heads in deciding who does what for like kids movies versus mainstream. But I mean,
Trolls
I don't
2
see that
and Scoob did fantastic on streaming, and neither of those are great movies. So even if this movie is okay, it'll do great. Like,
yeah, people are gonna watch it, and Scooby Doo is just about as old as Tom and Jerry in terms of like original.
I think it's older. Yeah.
I think so, but like what I'm saying. But like nobody, like no kids were around when they first came out. Obviously,
I hope you're not a kid. If you were a kid when Scooby,
if you're a kid with Becky, you have
78.
Benjamin Button disease.
Yeah,
like,
52 years ago.
That is the only explanation.
Yeah,
even if you were born on a leap year, you still would be like in your like at least 30s probably. Like. Okay, maybe not 30s, but you know what I mean. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, the point is, I don't see the logic here, but, again, we don't make these calls. I think it's a bad move, again, because, again, this would be something on streaming. Like, the two other kids' movies that have gone streaming have done great. Go for it. And if it sucks, I mean... It's on streaming, so they were probably just going to sit their kids in front of it anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, the kids aren't going to be going on, Rotten Tomatoes or whatever, hating your product. Like,
yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see. Maybe. We'll maybe see.
I mean, I'm not watching it, I don't think. Unless I get recommendations from multiple people there's no way.
So... this next little story is, I have such mixed feelings about it. Have you seen either? You haven't seen much of the Harry Potter franchise, right?
No, that's like That and Lord of the Rings, the two gigantic things that I was not allowed to watch as a
Right.
child.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Harry Potter is a franchise I loved growing up. Lord of the Rings, don't really care about. I've seen two and a half of the movies. I just couldn't really get into them. It's whatever. Like I know people that adore them. Good for you. They're not for me. For some reason, I'm just not into it. It's fine. So the Harry Potter movies, I think, are actually pretty solid. The books are better, of course, and like a lot of people complain about the movies changing stuff from the books, but like if you just watch the movies, I think they tell a pretty coherent, pretty just solid story throughout. The fourth one is bad. That's the only bad Harry Potter movie. It's just very oddly paced and just doesn't get the job done for what it needs to do. Whatever. So generally, the Harry Potter movies have been pretty solid. Then the Fantastic Beasts movies came out. The first one is a boring yet inoffensive. It's fine. Like production wise, all the creatures and stuff look good. All the actors are doing great. The villain seems pretty compelling. Like it seems like it's a pretty good setup story for a grander story to unfold in later movies. And the second one happened, and it's just kind of more of the same and it's a lot more confusing and worse. So there's that. So everyone was like, okay, well the second one is terrible, and it raised more questions than it did have answers for stuff. So like maybe the next one will fix stuff. So Johnny Depp played the main villain in those two movies. I don't think he was the right casting for that. I feel like he's one of those people that I love Johnny Depp, but I'm just kind of getting tired of seeing him in just everything, you know? And I just feel like just for what he was given, he just didn't fit the role. I feel like a Johnny Depp character can work in Harry Potter, but he didn't work for that character. So regardless, he was going to come back for Fantastic Beasts 3, but because of the stuff going on with him and Amanda, oh no, Amber Heard, that's her name. Got the first name wrong too. Amber Heard. Because of that drama, it was announced a couple weeks ago that Johnny Depp left the franchise.
Yeah.
Got fired. He left the franchise.
Yeah.
Asked to leave the franchise.
Yeah, he was very persuasively
Yeah.
escorted out, I'm sure.
Which sucks for a couple of reasons. First, because Warner Brothers kicked Johnny Depp out of the Fantastic Beasts franchise, yet they aren't kicking Amber Heard out of the Justice League franchise. She's coming back to do reshoots on Justice League and probably come back for Aquaman 2. That's a double standard. Even if no matter which side you're on, I think Johnny Depp is right. Which side you're on, both parties should be equally punished if you're going to punish either of them. I just think that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I've been kind of following this a little bit. I don't want to it gets messy. I'm gonna I'm gonna plead the fifth on this, but I'm not a huge. I don't really see what's going on here. I know Reddit is up in flames. I know that for sure.
Yes, apparently both of them did some crappy things. Amber Heard apparently did some more crappy stuff, but either way, if you are going to punish either one, do it for both of them. So there's all that. So one funny little wrinkle in this story. Even though Johnny Depp was asked to leave the franchise, because he had already filmed one scene in this movie, Warner Brothers still had to pay him his 7-figure salary.
I'm not picking sides here, but I don't see how that works personally.
Because he filled out even a portion of his contract, because he was fired, he had to be paid the entire however many $1 million.
That is some severance, huh? I mean,
So, like,
well,
in a way, for all parties involved, it kind of works out, except for Warner Brothers. But for all parties that matter, it kind of works out. Johnny Depp gets a payday. Like he needs more money.
I was like, I'm like, at this point, he could buy his own chocolate factory at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be real.
I think the movie could potentially be better because I think having just someone who just looks better for the part. Like someone said that Mads Mikkelsen should play this character, and if you knew anything about this franchise, you would know that Mads Mikkelsen literally looks exactly like uh, the person that's like because the Johnny Depp was playing a character called Grindelwald, who appeared in one scene in as a teenager in the seventh Harry Potter movie, and that teenager grow like if you were to like age match him growing up, he looks exactly like Mads Mikkelsen. Like it's just why didn't they just start with that? But whatever. So like we could potentially get a better actor for the movie. You know, I just feel like it just could potentially end up being overall better for the movie, but it's still kind of weird that Johnny Depp was asked to leave, but Amber Heard's still sticking around. Whatever.
Mm.
You know,
But hey, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. But, like we don't, obviously we don't know all the details, so who knows what's going on. But I mean, Johnny Depp got some money, so there's
yeah.
that.
Hopefully, if if he's strapping for cash after all those legal fees, maybe this could help him out.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like, can you imagine just the royalties he gets from all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies that are played on TNT?
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's like, and I know they're just making them without him now for whatever reason. But
Margot
I
Robbie,
mean,
I think. Like, sure, why not?
yeah. But I mean, come on, let's be real. Like, Pirates of the Caribbean is like you can't like it's not Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow. I caught myself. But, like you can't like it doesn't. I don't know. For me, it doesn't work. Like
Yeah.
I haven't seen all of them, I'll admit, but like it. Even in Kingdom Hearts, like that's the most staple. Like you know what I'm saying? Like even in Kingdom Hearts, they know it's not Pirates of the Caribbean if you don't have Jack Sparrow in the whole thing doing his thing. So it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, I mean, he's making his money. He has been doing this acting thing for a long time. So I mean, if he wants to, I'm sure royalties will keep him fine for the rest of his life. So
So,
he's made it. I'm pretty sure.
I really like. I don't plan on seeing any more Fantastic Beast movies unless I hear they're very good. But so this doesn't really affect me personally, but like I do like Johnny Depp. I do think the situation is interesting, so I just wanted to, talk about it. So it's so the last little bit of news is something that I am unironically stupid excited for an ironic reason. Did you ever watch Sharkboy and Lavagirl?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't think you were gonna bring this up. I was gonna bring it up if you did. Oh my god!
I
this
love this movie. I love
goodness.
Sharkboy and Lavagirl. It is so just insane in just how weird, not even bad, it's just weird, and I love it.
I have no idea what's going on.
Like, me and my brother it's one of those movies that like me and my brother just quote at each other constantly. Like,
Oh man.
like the scene where the main character's mom is like sucked up into that tornado, and then the dad is like, "No, come back," and then Lava Girl like descends with her, and she's like, "I'm not going anywhere." This is like we say that to each other all the time.
So, I loved that movie growing. Like as a kid, I loved that movie. I thought that movie was amazing, and like I would like. I think I was slowly realizing, hey, that's kind of weird. That doesn't make any sense. And then, like,
Mhm.
knowing now, just remembering, I was like, this movie was
It's
wild.
so like the first the first two Spy Kids movies are like they're weird, but they at least like actually have a story and like it's not just a fever dream like Sharkboy Lavagirl, even Spy Kids 3 are like they're like at least decent movies just as movies, but then something happened with Sharkboy and Lavagirl and Spy Kids 3 that just causes director to go insane. So like every movie after that point is just
Just we're going all in, and I mean, and in a certain way, it does kind of work because it's crazy, but it's a fun kind of crazy.
yeah. Like my absolute all-time favorite line, and I think it's the one that like collectively everyone agrees is fantastic. Is the scene where main kid is like, "He ruined my dream journal," and Linus is like, "I did not. Mr. Electric send him to the principal's office and have him expelled." Like that escalated so quickly. I love it.
And it's George Lopez. That is like I didn't realize how like funny that was. Like just like how random of a casting that was at the time. But like knowing what I know now, I'm just kind of like, what? Like I like George Lopez. I was like, why are you in this movie?
Like both him like as the teacher and as Mr. Electric, the villain, like he's the best part of that movie. Like every line he says, it's so overacted, so hammy, just it's great.
And it's like one giant big head joke with the Mr. Electric costume. It's just like, oh, like I don't. Oh man, like I don't understand. Like it's so great, but it's so weird. Like, but it was like it had a good like it was a good idea. It was
It has a good
funny. The
message. It
characters
is
were
funny.
original.
Yeah.
Like it was something,
It gave
man. And
Taylor
like
Lautner a career.
yeah. Somehow Taylor Lautner got like super stardom basically after what, Twilight. I guess was
Yeah.
after this.
So
But
I love it to bits. And then like what are we like 17 years later?
yeah, I think
They're
it's like
making a
2005.
sequel.
For some reason that no, like, look, I like this movie. I did not ask for this.
I didn't
So
ask
I
for it,
know no one else
but
asked for
I
this.
unironically just I need this movie now.
I, I it's not gonna be what we wanted to be.
Oh no,
That's
no,
the
no!
thing.
Because
Not at all.
it's about
Like,
their kids and like
I know, which is so dumb.
that
Like,
never
I
does
hate
well.
that.
Like no, like
No,
like Spy Kids
like,
4
it's
is
like,
Spy Kids 4 is about
sorry.
like, the new generation of spies. And, like it's not good at all. Like it's not even funny. Like no one asked for this.
That's what I'm saying. Wait, and that's kind of my thing. We literally not like the movie committed. You literally did this. I don't know if it's the same director. I assume it's the same director, but
Like
like
same studio at least, yeah.
like the studio at least like we did this already, and this failed miserably. Like that, like fourth Spy Kids movie, like I don't think anyone saw that.
No
movie.
one saw
like,
it. It had 4D
like I am serious.
smells.
Like it just
like who
like
cares?
I have never been so turned off by a trailer for something I actually wanted to see in my life. Like that was so bad, and like they're doing it again.
Yeah.
And they have they have the original character in for 2 seconds, and then it's all about these people now. It's like I get it. This is a kids movie, but you have to understand the nostalgia factor is 99% of your marketing with this movie.
But Spy Kids 4 didn't have Pedro Pascal in it. So like automatically the movie's gonna be better.
Like I get paid. Okay, right now Pedro Pascal wears a helmet for 99% of his screen time anyway. So you got me. But I mean, like I know he's in other stuff, but like right now, like obviously the Mandalorian's blowing it up. But like he's in it, but like you wouldn't even know it's him.
Yeah. Aside from that one scene in the last episode of the last season, like
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like, if there wasn't like billing and casting that you have to legally tell you who it is, you wouldn't even know till the final episode of the first season.
yeah.
It could have been anybody. It could have been, George Lopez for all you knew. I mean, that totally would have worked out. But I mean, like, can you imagine if George Lopez in Mandalorian armor? I don't know why. That's the funniest thing ever to me.
It is. It so is. Oh my goodness.
He'd be like the chicken for Family Guy. Boba Fett. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's very
I
good.
love Joel Earthmas, but I don't know why I thought that first. But anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, the sequel to Sharkboy Lavagirl is called We Can Be Heroes.
Awesome.
And it's coming to Netflix on New Year's Day.
Yeah, I mean, Netflix is scraping the barrel, man. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Sharkboy Lavagirl is on Netflix currently, but I mean, again, the only people looking at that movie are like people our age who grew up with this movie.
Yeah.
No kids are actually watching that.
And I will give them credit for this. I think the idea of Sharkboy and Lavagirl's child having water powers, like being able to like shoot out water and manipulate it, I think that's kind of genius. Like they took her being able to manipulate lava and him having shark stuff,
and it works.
That's
Yeah,
actually
it does. It makes sense.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's cool. And like, I think it would have been great if they kind of almost done like an Incredible situation where like they're older, but it's still kind of about them, but they have a kid now, and like,
Yeah.
you know, something like that. I think would have been a lot better. But this is obviously, you know, their Spy Kids boring it again for some reason. But
Yeah.
yeah, and Taylor Lautner's not even in it, which makes sense because I mean, Taylor Lautner. I mean, I don't know anything he's in currently, but he
hasn't done anything since Twilight, like whatever.
That's what I'm thinking. I can't even remember the last thing Taylor Lautner was in.
Grown Ups 2, I think he was in that.
Yeah, I think so. What else? I'm gonna look it up because I need to know. Yeah, Twilight. Everything on here says Twilight.
Okay.
That's rough, buddy. That's rough, buddy. I mean, he was outside of, I guess, George Lopez, he was the most famous person in that movie. But yeah, I can't see anything lately on here
think
at
the
all.
mom was someone famous, but I don't remember. Like I could see her face, but I can't think of like who she was. Yeah, I remember the mom being someone who I recognized, but I can't like place what else I know them from. But
Okay.
yeah,
I don't. Yeah, I forget, but
did she? Hang on. She
yeah,
might have.
there's some.
She might have played
Okay.
Rachel in Batman Begins, or at least has.
Oh, freaking. Hold on. You talking about the mom in the original movie?
Yeah, the original Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
Kristen Davis. That does sound familiar. Let me see. That might be. Oh, I know. Okay, I know what that is. She's one of the people. I knew that name for some. She's one of the people from one of the ladies from Sex and the City. I know that. Which not that I don't watch that
But
show,
yeah,
but I
you
know
know it.
I know
Okay,
my
okay.
mom, like through like my mom and my like other people.
Right.
I've
Okay.
heard. I've seen that name before in the credits, like Sarah Jessica Parker and all of them. But I don't remember her being in that movie. But then again, I don't think the parents were.
They were in like the
gigantic
very beginning and
figures.
very end, but that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, at that point, after we got through the whole, what is it, dream, or wasn't it like a, what is it, like a, not a smoothie, but a s'mores river or something like that?
Yeah.
I remember something like that.
It was the what was it called? It was like some kind of stream of consciousness.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice. You got the name right. I did not know that. Good job.
They did the thing where I just looked up the Sharkboy Lavagirl cast. They did the thing where Max's parents are just Max's mom and Max's dad.
Yeah. It's like Timmy Turner. Like
it's just that kind of movie.
Yeah, like I mean, because again, this is a kids movie. No one cares what the parents' actual names are. Like, let's be honest. Like, no one cares. Like, we just all we want to know is, you know, oh my gosh, George Lopez. But yeah, my God.
I am just so, especially since it is free. It's gonna be on Netflix. I have Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, I am excited.
But like, you know, they're gonna do the thing where Sharkboy and Lavagirl are just gonna be in it for 5 minutes,
Yep.
and then it's gonna be it's just gonna be some dumb
Yeah.
kids movie.
Yeah, because
And then maybe
the whole plot is them going to rescue all the heroes that have been captured by some new threat. So
yeah,
that's
no,
yeah.
this is gonna be bad. I don't understand why. I guess I don't know. Like, I guess my thing is this: like, they clearly know that this movie is riding 1,000% on nostalgia.
Yes.
They know this. No
Yes.
one, like, you can't be ignorant of this. But my thing is, why don't people, like, because this happens all the time, but why don't you lean into that?
I don't know.
Like, why are you trying to just carve out a new audience for something that already has an audience who's actually older, has their own money, and can just, like, I mean, it's on Netflix, so, I mean, you're not like, I mean, everyone already has Netflix anyway, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have an audience, like, it doesn't, I don't get that. Like, why do you not cater things for the audience that still exists? I think that's, like, the smartest marketing. You just continue to work the same people as they get older and adjust it accordingly. Like, Samurai Jack or whatever. Like,
yeah, that was a good pull. I think the reason is they want to make a movie that is nostalgic for these people, but then it's its own thing for the new generation, and
the new generation doesn't care. They want to watch Tiger King. Like, they don't care. Like,
they shouldn't be watching Tiger King, but it's there.
I don't know why everyone saw that. I mean, again, I didn't watch it, but like this was the greatest thing for like a month in quarantine.
It's bad, but it's addictive. It's weird. Like it.
I don't get it, but whatever. But no, it just, I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of movies and a lot of just companies and like I feel like this misses the bus in general because it's like, especially something that like was very iconic for someone growing up. As an adult, they're going to go to it like salivating. Like, you got them.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is not do it terribly. Like, just do it the exact same way. Like.
Yep.
Imagine if they made like a now version of like any show. Like, what if they made like they took the people from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody? They got like they got the brothers back. They got Brenda Song actually too. They got everybody back and made a new show.
Yep.
Everyone would be watching it.
Yes.
Right now.
Yes.
And that's like common. Like, I feel like that's so simple, but we're not doing it, and it's just like, why not? Like. I understand. I know one of them's on Riverdale. I don't know which one, but I don't think anyone else is really doing anything. Cole is Cody, right?
Yes.
Okay, I think I remember because it was both the C's. I remember that's how I knew them apart. Cole was Cody, which was weird because I think he plays like a Zack type of character in Riverdale. I think I don't know. I haven't actually seen Riverdale.
His character is weird. It doesn't. Yeah, it's.
But anyway, it's like these. Like, I feel like this is very obvious and no one's talking. And it's like, why don't you just do that? Like, you can just like a Sharkboy. Like, if they made this like about Sharkboy and Lavagirl just older, this would be gigantic. And it's not like they don't, like, how is this not an idea? How is, like, I understand you want to cater to kids, but the kids will watch it too. Like, the people Sharkboy and Lavagirl's age have their own kids. That's the whole point. They'll just be watching them growing up with the people they grew up with. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I know we're just guys at home talking about brilliant things. Every idea we have is brilliant. Everyone doesn't. Like, I know I don't have all the answers. I would be in this position, but it's like, I feel like either I'm missing something gigantic, or people are just like, because I feel like catering to the consumer, everyone who's doing that is doing a great job. Like The Mandalorian right now, okay, a lot of people who like The Mandalorian also watch Clone Wars. You know what we should do? Let's bring Clone Wars characters into The Mandalorian. Spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it, but they bring back Clone Wars characters because people love it. And guess what? Everyone's happy. No one is upset about it. Everyone thinks it's great. Like,
they could just say the name Ahsoka and just everyone freaks out. Like,
the internet exploded. I
already knew she was going to be in the show, yet we still got excited. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's another thing. We already had the casting and everything. And did you notice something? Everyone who was rumored to be in it, that everyone liked, is in it.
Yep.
But no one that was rumored to be in it, that people didn't like react positive to, is in it. You notice that? Like. I feel like that's so like obvious. Like, why isn't everyone doing it? Just listen to what the fans like. Say, hey, you leak a rumor that this person might be in it. That's an idea you have. You see what the poll, you see what the post, the public opinion is. If they love it, all right, let's greenlight it. If they don't like it, maybe let's not do it. Like, yeah. I don't know, but
that makes sense. But
I don't know.
In the world, things that make
somebody
sense.
Somebody come hire me.
Makes sense. Yeah, exactly.
I will take your properties and make them work. Like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, it'll be on Netflix. We'll watch it. Like, I don't know. I don't expect it to actually be good, but I don't watch Sharkboy Lavagirl because it's good. I just hope it's the same kind of. Not even bad. I just hope it's the same kind of movie that Sharkboy Lavagirl.
Yeah, I mean, that movie had brains raining from the sky in it,
right,
as a solid plot point. So, like, that movie knew it was what it was getting into. But yeah, as long as it's not super cringy, I think it'll be fine. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. I think my entertainment value from it, that's not nostalgia based, will be pretty harsh though, which I'm worried about. But,
absolutely. So, is there anything else you want to bring up?
No, we covered everything on my list. I'm happy.
Cool. And with that, we will see you all next time.
Take care, guys.